Hello guys, my name is Mircea. I'm a first year student at Fontys in Logistics Engineering, and today I'm going to help you with some tips and tricks in this quarantine period which will help you increase your productivity during your studying, and I will also show you some fun activities which you can do. Enjoy! First of all, let's talk about studies, okay? We discovered with this period that the classes which we were taking normally at the university were a big advantage over the situation which is happening right now. We were able to socialize, we were able to do some movement. Of course, the interaction between us and the teachers was much better. But now we have all the possibilities to do it online, and that's how it is actually going. So in the following sections of this video, I will show you how to improve and how to make this online learning better from all the perspectives.
First tip is actually trying to change your comfort zone. Instead of wearing your normal house clothes, try to change in a business or school outfit. I've tried it myself, and that's why I'm telling it to you. It makes you feel in a different environment and it helps your productivity.
Now I would like to talk about the device that we are using for the homework or for the homeschooling. Personally, I'm a very big fan of laptops. Why? Because of course they're portable, you can take them wherever you want, and the fact that you can have all your files everywhere you go. You don't necessarily have to have a separate home office and to always transfer the files. So this is a big advantage of the laptop. But on the other side, the disadvantage is that working at home at a desk with the laptop can sometimes be not that ergonomical. What I'm talking about is the position that your body has to follow every time, because the screen is always on the desk. You also have to keep your head down, and that might result into some comfort lacks. So next up, I'm going to show you what I did and what I recommend everybody to do.
The position at the desk is very important. Try to find your optimal position of the chair. Don't sit too high because your head will look down all the time.
Of course, the ultimate solution for working at home is actually having a desktop PC. The PC itself, the monitor, the keyboard and the mouse. Many of you, including me, didn't have this and don't have this. So next up I'm going to show you how to transform your laptop into a workstation very easily. And I'm going to tell you exactly how I discovered it and why I like it so much, and also the prices included in this. What you are going to need for this setup is a monitor, a keyboard and a mouse, and of course an HDMI or VGA cable to connect your laptop to the monitor.
As you can see, here I'm starting to assemble my monitor, of course connected to a power and HDMI cable. This is the combo I chose to use because it's wireless.
And of course, last but not least, we need to connect it to the actual laptop. So let's get it started. And now we have everything connected basically. The monitor is working by itself from the laptop. And I also have, as I said, these two wireless, because of course I chose to be wireless so that there are no wires which just take up your space on the desk. That's important as well to take into account.
So the space organization on my desk now is really good, I consider. I have my keyboard here space with the mouse, and also the monitor which allows me to look forward and not down. In the same way, I can have a notebook which I can hold either on my laptop, either near this space, and it makes it very comfortable.
Of course, you can also take into consideration another advantage of this setup, which is dual screen.
As you can see here, I'm taking full advantage of the dual screen setup. Here I'm having my midterm report, and here I'm having my midterm presentation on which I can work in simultaneously, which is very cool.
And here I will show exactly the same devices which I have. So this is an Acer monitor. It's a Full HD 22-inch, which I find it the perfect size for a desk. And then there is this combo which I was talking about. It's wireless and they're both connected to only one USB connector. And of course you will need the HDMI cable. All of these three devices which you will need will bring you to a total of 184.9 euros. It might not seem as a small amount, but I'm going to explain to you why it is a good investment.
Keeping in mind that many of us which don't live in the Netherlands will cancel our contracts and will go home because of the lack of in-campus learning, we can consider the money that we would have spent on the accommodation as a good way to invest into a workplace, in case you don't already have a PC at home. So as promised, I told you that I'm going to show you as well some fun activities that you will do. Probably some activities which you weren't doing on a daily basis when the situation wasn't. I was, not that frequent as now, to be honest, but for those who are living in Venlo and do not know about these kind of locations in the woods, you should know about them and you should go to them very frequently. If you have a bike, that's perfect. It's also good for just road trips. It's also good just to walk on them and I don't know, just sightseeing. But I definitely prefer the bike version because there are some nice roads which you can take and they can offer you a good sensation. For those of you who haven't been in the forest in Venlo, I will post right now a map in which you can find it. You just basically have to follow some paths and you're good to go. It's a very nice area and I recommend it to everybody. And as you're gonna see now, I'm gonna walk you through some of the places I like the most. So, talking about bikes and the current situation, I would advise you, probably by the time you will see this video, it will be over hopefully, but for the moment in the Netherlands it's allowed to be outside with only 2 people, basically you and some other friend of yours. So when you go outside biking and you look like a group, you should take that into consideration. As we know, rules are rules and fines can also be quite expensive, so take care. Now, when you think about biking, you can go biking and just walk around and look at beautiful pictures, but also you can learn to do some stuff with your bike. I'm not an expert either, but I'm going to show you some little tricks that you can learn during this period, and they will also help you a bit in your bike skills. Maybe I'm not the best example to tell you this, but also when you start doing any kinds of tricks or skills that you want to improve or perform on your bike, always wear a helmet. I know I don't have it, but my second advice is always use soft surface such as dirt or grass, so in case you fall it will be okay with you, basically. The first skill I think I accomplished on my bike was actually riding it without hands. You might see other people doing it and you might wonder how hard it is to do it, and then you just take your hands out of the pipe and then you feel like you're losing control and then you think it's hard, but it's actually not hard. You know the word, practice makes perfect. So with a little bit of theory, which I didn't learn but I managed to know what I'm doing when I'm doing it, I'm going to show you right now. So the most concerning part about riding the bike without hands is probably steering, because every time you take your hands out of the pipe it just becomes unstable and you just go. Basically, the steering which you will do and the balance you will try to find will be with your middle part of your body. So it will be on the saddle all the time, and basically while you're going without hands you're just balancing it from the middle of your body just like this. And I'll give you a sample of that. So as you can see in that sample, riding without hands is not the hardest thing. It just takes a little bit. I would say that 1 week is enough in order to learn it. My friends did it as well without any explanation. It's just something which comes natural because you must keep your balance, so that helps you by yourself. Next trick which I'm going to show you is actually a trick, and I learned to perform it seeing it at one of my friends in Romania. I would say that this one takes a little bit more time to basically learn how to do it, but in the end it gets a good crazy image, I would say, because I didn't see many people doing it and probably you haven't seen as well. So what it is about is actually riding the bike backwards. You might think now, okay, riding the bike backwards, how does this work? Because you cannot pedal backwards. Well, I don't mean like this. I mean the bike goes into the same direction it would normally go, but you are staying backwards.
let me show you. So you might wonder what I'm doing right now, and as you can see, the bike is in the right position and I'm going the right position, just that I'm sitting in the wrong position. Weird, huh? So now the steps are, first of all, you have to put yourself into the opposite position which the bike usually goes. And you might be wondering now, where will you sit if you don't have the saddle? Well, the answer is the pipe. So it will take some time until you figure it out. You have to always, when you try to actually sit on the pipe, you actually have to have your brakes hit, especially the front one, so that you don't move and you get the feeling of how it is to actually sit on the pipe. After that, when you just consider that you can sit on it, you just go. So getting to an actual conclusion with this trick, of course there are not some steps which you have to take. It's just the first two steps which I told you about it. You just have to find a way in which you can comfortably stay on the pipe, and after that you slowly just go. That's basically how I learned it as well. It took me, I think, approximately 2 weeks to do it, and of course, taking the safety measures, I encourage you to do it as well, and I'm gonna show you again how it actually looks from more distance. It's basically a trick which will help you in your daily riding. It's called track standing, and what it means actually is that you can stop with your bike and not put the foot down, which will actually help you in many situations. For example, staying at a red light or just waiting for some pedestrians to cross the street, and you basically don't have to put your foot down. It will also take some time until you learn it, but the more you do it, the more you get in hand with it and the more it's going to help you. So here's how to do it. And so that was my final recommendation for you guys. I hope you get some time to go outside, go with the bike, and maybe learn some tricks. As I showed you, you can always Google something if you are more advanced and if you consider that you can do more. But as I said, always try to protect yourself, and it also helps if you have a backpack. So if you have a backpack, if you fall on your back, it will take some of the impact. So with those being said, guys, I really want to thank you that you watched this video until the end. If you liked it, don't forget to get a thumbs up, to subscribe, and also send it to your friends so that they also see it. This was Mircea from Fontys Venlo. I wish you get through this quarantine period really well, you stay healthy, and see you next time.